it takes 2 years to design a program, but by pure misfortune really, this time the European Parliaments are right in the middle of the whole debate. So that's what he was talking about. And the other thing that's new this time is that the UK is leaving, and that will create some problems of, you know, where's the extra money going to come from, what's the link with the UK and so on. So on the 6th of June, there are two things will happen. On the 2nd of May, here, there will be the multi-financial framework will happen. That's the official budget, the €1 trillion budget for the whole of the EU. And on the 6th of June, Framework 9 proposal will be submitted. So we'll all remember those days. Those are really important days. Then it goes through the co-decision process, and they call it the reading by the Council. Now, I'm using official terminology at this stage. Now, then something really strange is going to happen. Everything is going to come to a complete stop while the Parliament elections are going on. And then, this is what Kirk was talking about yesterday, that there will then be a vote on this. But the problem is that the vote will be by the new Parliament and the new commissioners. Now, they might decide that we totally disagree with everything that the previous Parliament said. So this is unknown territory, and there could be some small hiccups, but let's hope that there won't be. And then sometime here around the Framework 9, we'll be adopting Framework 9. So can you see what I'm teaching you? I'm teaching you the language of the European Union, and those are the kind of words that we're actually looking out for. And then the calls will actually be published in 2019. That's not, or 2020. That's not very far away. Now, there's one little detail. I was asked a question here. Actually, this is called the strategic phase. But even while the strategic phase is going on, you can see here that by this time, the Commission will know what the programme shape is going to be looking like. So they will actually start designing the work programmes here, and then the official programme will start roughly there. So what they're proposing, and this came out in April 2018, that there will be a Pillar 1 called Open Science with Marie Curie, ERC, and research infrastructures. There will be a Pillar 2. Now, this will be a bottom-up program. So, in other words, scientists can submit anything they like. This will be a top-down program. So, they will say, we want you to do research in those particular areas. And this will be a bottom-up program. And I want to show you the difference between all of those. And there's another program then to help countries strengthening the European research area, helping countries that are not very active in the program. So now you're formulating a strategy and you go back to your university, half of what you hear about is not relevant. Now this is called Pillar 1, Open Science, Bottom-up. Okay? And inside there, we're going to have ERC and Marie Curie, and I think there'll be a lot of similarity between what's in Horizon 2020. So for universities, I expect a lot of continuity here. Now they're introducing another Pillar 3 called Open Innovation, and they're grouping all together all the kind of company-type funding into something called EIC, and all the kind of financial funding into something called Innovation Ecosystems. And then they're going to have a little bit of glue between these. And they're calling this EIC Pathfinder. So can you see the relevance of the EIC Pathfinder, that if something really interesting comes here, it gives companies an opportunity to try out crazy things. This is Pillar 2, and it's top down, and it funds kind of multi-partner projects, and it could go right up to the kind of mission type initiatives that they're talking about. Now, one change they're making in Framework 9 is that they're bringing EIT into Pillar 2. Before it was a separate initiative, and something I cannot answer you yet is where are the JTIs? I've searched everywhere to see where they're exactly sitting. I expect they might be up here, or we're not sure. And then the big thing, using structural funds and public procurement to to fund very, very close to the market innovation. Now, when and you need to advise on the rules. So the first bit of advice you have to give the scientists is, how the hell do we fill in the forms for Framework 9? So I call this level 1. So you need to learn what are the new rules, the new forums, and the new procedures. And that's happening, and that's going to take a lot of work. And I think next year at the EARMA conference, this is going to be a major theme to say, having the Commission telling us what the new forums are like. When you're advising on the scientific part, what are the evaluation criteria, the evaluation process, and the profile of the evaluators. The kind of high-level support, what about the templates that you developed for Horizon 2020? Can you use those? The sample proposal, is that relevant? The guidelines, do we have to rewrite them? And all the analysis we've done, can we reuse it? So there's a lot of work to be done. But the big game in town is something called proposal intelligence. Who wrote the topic? Who's the competitor? And we saw the American lady that just spoke before me. When somebody comes to us, she says, who's your competitor? What other projects are funded like this? Why are they funding this? That kind of background intelligence is going to make all the difference. How do we screen proposals? We want to increase success rate by reducing the number of proposals we write. Like, there's nothing worse to do in science than writing a proposal on a weak idea. That's the nightmare scenario. So we need to weed out all the weak ones and concentrate our support and energy on the big ones. And of course, are our mentoring programs that we have in place suitable for this? So there's a lot of work. That kind of summarizes what you have to do. And when the boss says to you what you have to do, pull out that slide or make your own slide or whatever. So let's look at the time scale of when all of this is going to be done. Now, today, it's about the funding strategy, and I think that's what I was presenting to you today. Now is the time to start looking at the structure. A lobbying strategy, as EARMA level, NERO level, yes, that goes on. But these two things here, networking strategy. If we're going to be in Pillar 2 and Pillar 3, who are our strategic partners? And I heard a lot of you today discussing, I visit your university and you will visit mine and so on. That kind of networking. You don't need that in Pillar 1. You don't need that, say, in ERC. But if you're going into Marie Curie ITNs and so on, this is the time to get all the networking and understanding the background to the topics. Now, one of the things we're doing at Hyperion is for every topic, when Framework 9 is going to be published, we're going to have a background report on every topic. So love us, and you'll get to share of them. So, Sylvia's working on this project at the moment, so she's following all the debates and producing the topics. So again, this is something that you need to do. Now we're starting it; it's a huge, huge undertaking. But now here then, about the middle of 2019, the rules and procedures and forums should be taking shape. And that's about the time of the next EARMA conference, so I think that would be very interesting, this thing. And I think in the next program there will be different evaluation for different programs. At the moment, there's just one set of forums that everybody uses. Now, ERC is different to Marie Curie, but I think there's going to be more differences between the different types of evaluation. Now, that's what we're all waiting for, and then understanding what the exact topics, and then by here, 2020 conference, we're down to having all our systems in place, ready to get going. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my synthesis. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hand over to Evelina, and if any questions, I'd be only delighted to answer them. Thank you very much.